Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88 back again with another podcast for you. I wanted to do a quick podcast before I headed off to sleep. Got to get ready for work tomorrow. But I had a conversation with a relative earlier this afternoon, and it was an interesting conversation. I had taped it, but I'm not gonna post the audio recording. But I will say this, that I went over the recording, and a few things stuck out in my mind. And I'll just give you a synopsis of the conversation itself. Uh, we were talking about black male and female relationships, and how that there is a gap that's widening by the day, by the minute, between black men and black women, particularly the 10% that I talk about that's worth a damn. See, my relative did everything what a typical black woman would do in a discussion. They deflect. They condescend. They use sarcasm and condescending remarks, and they try to challenge your expertise. See, I'm a person that's good in reading people because I've been in customer service for a number of years, been in sales for a number of years. Then I had tax clients because I'm a tax accountant by trade. So I see and spoke and dealt with a lot of people over the years. I have met a lot of people over the years. And the one thing I can tell you is that people's personality is different from one person to another person. No two personalities are alike. It's similar, but it's not entirely the same. But I can also read patterns. I can tell when a woman likes another man. I can tell when somebody's interested in my conversation or they're not interested in me. Or I can tell that I can tell through body language that they're more receptive to you in a conversation or a sales pitch, or whether or not they're not interested. So you tend to just back away, or you just go full speed, or if they just want, or they're saying no, but their body language is telling you, hey, I need more information. I'm just not interested in closing this deal right now. Yeah. You see where I'm going with this, people? Not knowing that I've read books over the years, well read and well educated, and I'm not saying that just to toot my own horn or to put my curriculum vitals out there. I'm just saying this because as black males, we don't give ourselves enough credit for our knowledge, our expertise, and our wisdom. See, when we do podcasts, whether we are venting, it's cathartic for us because we have no outlet to voice our frustration. And And as a community, as in YouTube, we should have developed a community of brothers getting together and just shooting the breeze instead of just hating on each other. Black men and black women should not be enemies of each other. Black men and other black men should not be enemies. Matter of fact, black folks as a whole, we should not be at each other's throats, okay? I understand that there are black folks and there are niggers. But see, when you have somebody like me that want to ostracize the niggers and focus on the black folks that are progressive, that want to be educated, that want things out of life, that want to build a community, we get shunned. People like me get shunned. Like, for instance, when I had this conversation with this relative who proceeded to tell me what her problem is in not so many words, because she had a discussion among her over 35 and single friends on why that they can't, well, not really can't, but having a hard time finding the man of their dreams, or just finding a decent young man to hang out with, or have a relationship with, or finding decent men to date. You know what this relative told me what she does? This relative proceeded to tell me that black women do not flirt with each other, with men. At least she doesn't. Every time if she sees a man that she's generally interested in, she looks away. Because she proceeded to tell me that this is what was told to her, which is bullshit. That you don't do this, you don't do that, which is totally bullshit. Because I don't know where she got that from. I don't know where I don't know who told her that bullshit. But it seems to be a hindrance in her life. And we proceeded, and she almost got me into this argument, which would have went on for 40 minutes over nothing. When the simple solution, and I told her the simple solution is stop doing that shit. If you want to find a quality man, you have to show some interest. I'm not saying just throw yourself at her. Oh, I'm sorry. Throw yourself at this guy. I'm just saying a little eye contact, a smile, if you're interested. Now, it'll make the brother come over and say, hey, how you doing? It makes it easier for the brother to make the first move. Now, during that conversation, after the first 5 minutes, if you don't like the guy, end the conversation and move on. Simple as that. See, I proceeded to tell her that, this is the only place in the whole wide world. And I haven't done any real traveling as of yet, but I have my passport. And I cannot wait to use it before it expires in 2016. I gotta find out how I'm gonna get my passport renewed. Well, not how I'm gonna get it renewed. I'm gonna try to. Well, wait a minute. I got my passport in 2006. Yeah. I gotta get it renewed in 2007. Now wait a minute. I shouldn't be telling you my business like that. So I gotta get it. I got a few years before I have to get it renewed. So fuck it. That's all y'all need to know. But anyway. I gotta go ahead and use my passport and travel outside of this country. And it's not to Brazil, people. There are plenty of places right now that are brother friendly, that are friendly to black men, that you won't have any problem getting dates. All you have to do is just learn the language and learn the customs, and you'll be all right. You can go back to your motherland. You can go back to the motherland of Africa. There are plenty of black women out there that don't mind getting with an American black man. This is what I've heard. But I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna do some travel. Well, I'm not gonna be doing traveling just to date. Now, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck that. No. I'm not gonna do that. If I'm gonna do any traveling, it's going to get out of the world that I am in to explore another world that I've never seen and that I want to experience. But these relatives went back and said, "Oh, the prostitutes." Calling the women in the various countries, mainly Brazil. She mentioned Brazil and the Dominican Republic. Like, there are no other countries in the world that black men can go to. See, I see black men go to Asia, countries in Asia, Europe, Africa. There are beautiful women in Thailand. See, what my relative don't understand is that even the white man, the non-black men, are tired of these Americanized trash that we have to deal with. That likes to play these games, because this is what my relatives be doing. They and her friends be playing these games, and they wonder why they're still alone they're wondering why they're over 35 and still alone. Beats the hell out of me. But I cut that. I put a stop to it before she went in on the prostitutes. I put a stop to that shit because it's insulting, it's disrespectful, and it makes brothers like myself look like losers. If we have to leave the country to find some peace of mind, or to find a woman that's willing to cooperate with us, that's not willing to fight or give us the screw face or disrespect us on a daily basis, or dealing with some FBI some FBI or some tattooed wearing, weave wearing hood chick. We got to deal with so much sexual repression in this country. It's not funny anymore. It's frustration. It's frustrating to deal with all this bullshit. And as a black man, I'm highly frustrated and highly offended by what the black woman has become. Excuse me, the black American woman has become. Brothers, you don't have to put up with the game playing, the disrespect, the sarcasm, the condescending behavior of these nasty ass black women. If they want to be alone for the rest of their life, let them be alone. I don't give a fuck. But if you want to be happy and have peace in your life, you might have to go hop the fence and find you a non-black woman, or use your passport, go out and get a passport if you don't already have one, and just start enjoying life overseas. It's all about being happy, and it's all about having peace in your life and tranquility in your life, black man. Well, listen, I gotta go get some rest. I gotta cut this podcast short. I gotta get some sleep. I gotta get up in the morning. And I gotta close out my old job because I'm about to start my new job next week. But listen, I'll be back with another podcast later on. This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here, people.